I can't believe I'm never gonna speak to you again.
Evil Dead Rise is a 2023 American super scary movie that will make your heart race and send shivers down your spine. Directed by Lee Cronin, this is the fifth installment in the Evil Dead series, known for its spine-chilling stories. Are the screams of terror in Evil Dead Rise a haunting symphony or a siren's call? Let's see. The movie starts at a quiet lake house, where a girl named Teresa is sitting by the water. Suddenly, her friend Caleb's drone startles her. Worried about another friend named Jessica, Teresa goes to check on her. Jessica hasn't been feeling well since they arrived at the lake house. Teresa sits by her side, reading a book called Wuthering Heights. As Jessica recites a passage from the book in a heavy voice, she falls over the bed. Teresa tries to help her, but Jessica grabs her ponytail and violently scalps her. Man, that's gotta hurt. Shocked and hurt, Teresa stumbles toward Caleb, only to see the possessed Jessica. Jessica takes the drone and cuts her own face with it, then attacks Caleb and throws his severed head at Teresa. It's a horrifying sight as Jessica emerges from the water, rising above it like a vengeful specter. The day before, Beth, a woman working at a music venue, anxiously takes a pregnancy test, revealing her worry. In another part of town, we meet Ellie, Beth's sister, or we can say the main character of the movie. She lives with her 3 children, DJ Danny, activist Bridget, and the young Cassie, who has a peculiar fascination with all things macabre. One day, Bridget receives a visit from their neighbor, Jake, accompanied by his little brother, Scott. Young love is in the air as Jake secretly holds a flame for Bridget. He invites her to a spooky movie night featuring Nightmare on Elm Street, but she politely declines. Meanwhile, Beth confessed to Ellie, seeking her help to rectify a recent mistake. Then, an unexpected earthquake uncovers a hidden room in the parking garage. Curious, Danny ventures into the room in which he found mysterious vinyl discs and a peculiar book, the Naturom di Monto, also known as Necronomicon, aka the Book of the Dead. Sensing something amiss, he brings the book back to the apartment and shows it to Bridget, who feels uneasy about its presence. In a misguided attempt to open the book, Danny cuts his hand and his blood drips onto its pages. And as we all know, evil energy adores the human blood. What happened next? As the book springs open, revealing sinister secrets, Danny yields to the Necronomicon's unholy knowledge. Ellie, bound by invisible cables, turns into a monstrous figure, terrifying her children. With help from neighbors, Beth settles Ellie in bed, but her awakening brings up burning fever and disturbing behavior. Out of nowhere, Ellie climbs to the ceiling and lets out an ear-splitting scream. She utters chilling words saying "Mommy's with the maggots now," before attempting to attack her own children. Yeah, this I must admit is a scary line by the spirit. In a terrifying mania, she takes a tattoo pen and scars Bridget's face, leaving a deep cut on her cheek. Only Danny's intervention stops Ellie from inflicting further harm. With the power outage in the building, some venture outside hoping for help. Locking the possessed Ellie out, Beth and the kids hope for safety, but barriers won't hold her back. Ellie viciously bit Gabriel's eye and brutally killed Jake and Scott. Even though Gabriel is still alive, Ellie tears his throat out, silencing him forever. Now she desperately tries to break back into the apartment. But what happened to Bridget's wounds, you ask? It becomes infected, turning black, and she begins to ooze ink from her face. The infection transforms her into a deadite. Beth discovers Bridget sitting on the kitchen counter, munching on a wine glass. Ew, that is weird. Bridget then launches herself at Beth, slashing her leg with a cheese grater. The terrifying encounter continues as Bridget targets her own siblings. Danny takes swift action, ensuring everyone's safety by binding and restraining her. As the tension rises, Danny confesses to Beth about the Book of the Dead and shows her the vinyls. Beth listens to the vinyls and hears a priest talking about killing possessed people by dismembering them. Ellie goes after Beth, Bridget attacks Danny, and the Deadite senses Beth's pregnancy. Cassie saves Beth from Ellie, and Beth sets Bridget on fire, but she returns. Danny dies, and Beth decides to escape with Cassie. They try to climb down the fire escape, but the transformed neighbor attacks them. Beth shoots Ellie, and they continue their descent. In the parking garage, a spider-like deadite made from Ellie's body follows them. Beth shoots them, activates a wood chipper, and kills Ellie, Bridget, and Danny. At last, only Beth and Cassie would survive. Here you could find the link with the first scene. The next day, it's revealed that Jessica lives on the floor below Ellie and the kids. She's getting ready to join Caleb and Teresa until she comes across the shocking scene from the night before. The unseen entity then goes after her and makes Jessica scream. So this was a quick recap of our spooky movie. What ghostly tale shall we unravel next? Leave a comment below and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more bone-chilling story recaps.